So we have Kaddy here from Miami.
That's right.
And he's came all the way down to Peru to try ayahuasca. So, why did you come down? What was your reason?
The reason I came down was because a good friend of mine told me his story 3 years ago. And I thought it was crazy from what he described. But because I was on my journey at that time, some of it kind of resonated with me.
Yeah.
And I always kept it in the back of my mind up until 2 months ago. And that's when it occurred to me, okay, maybe it's time for me to take that next step.
Mm. So, other than your friend recommending it to you, was there any personal reasons?
Yeah, personally, I wanted to, once my friend told me his story, I said, well, if it got him to the next step, because I've seen where he's gone in life, and I know him personally, and I said, well, if he can do it, I know I can do it. Yeah. So I saw it as a win, and I said, why not?
So what was your reason?
Personally, my reason was to figure out my next step in life so that I can make sense to myself of my true purpose in life.
Yeah.
Try to figure out what that is, what it means to me.
Was that career related as well?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I had the idea before the ceremony, before I even planned this whole trip. I had this idea for the last year or so.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure, and I kind of needed a confirmation. And this is that confirmation.
Yeah. Needed a push.
Yeah.
So you've had 2 ayahuasca ceremonies, haven't you?
Yes.
How did the first one and the second one kind of progress for you?
The first one, I would say you could say it was something light, something simple. I guess that's because where I was mentally or spiritually. But the second one was like 3 times the dosage, and it's a beautiful, beautiful feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. How much did you drink? Just 1 cup each time?
Just 1 cup, yeah.
1 cup, yeah. What sort of visions did you get that helped you with your journey, gave you the clarity?
One of my visions, going into changing career fields. I was able to see into my future, and I could foresee myself like bit by bit, and it was beautiful. I don't know how to actually describe it. All I could tell you is I see myself in the future, and I'm networking with different people. I'm making business deals happen, which is something that I really want to do.
Yeah.
And without me actually being there, I was actually able to experience that presence.
Yeah.
I mean, just in that moment, it was like I'm actually in that moment going around doing these things and meeting these people. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Yeah. You mentioned to me that it was like images coming up for you, and you sort of went into these images, and then once you was in the image, you was in the reality of that scenario.
Yeah.
So it's showing you like quite profoundly.
Yeah,
the potential future.
I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah. So did it feel real?
Yeah,
when you was there?
Very real. It felt just like this. I'm like, man, I know I'm in that moment. You know, I know in the ceremony I'm in that trance. But when I actually went into the frame, I could literally feel, I could hear I still remember the music playing in the background. The people I'm walking by, I'm going down leaving downstairs, and I get on the escalator to go down, and I get to the limo, the driver opens the door, I get in, there's more people, and we're conducting more business adventures, and I mean, again, I don't know exactly how to put into words, except it was beautiful. Very, very, very serene and very calm.
You also mentioned that you didn't only go into the future, you also went into the past.
I did a little time travel. Right after the future, I was able to go into my past, and I figured out my loved ones, the people who are closest to me. I was able to connect my stepmom, which I always said my stepmom was like my mom. And I found out she is my mom from a past life. I found out my brother's girlfriend, they've been dating for maybe a year, and I found out how we're connected. She was my sister in the past life, which happens to be my mother's daughter. I still don't know how that. I know it sounds crazy, but also a friend of the family, Andre is his name. I found out how me and him, I know him from hundreds of years ago as well. How he was one of the tribal leaders in some indigenous tribe, and I could tell you many other stories, but I don't want to bore the people.
Oh, the people love this.
But I'll just say, even with my younger brother turned out to be, he was a king, somewhere in Turkey, somewhere.
Well, many people believe that basically when we come into this reality, we have soul families. So the soul family would be like, even Barbara, me, the people you're meeting right now, you would have met in past lives. And no matter how you're sort of associated and surrounded in this life, in the past life, they might have been a lot more significant.
Yeah.
Like your stepmoms, now your mum, and different relationships like that. They might be distant now, but at some point, if you're really close with them now, you could have been very close with them in a past life.
Yeah, that's what really trips me out. I was making a joke the other day. I said, I think that we're like all one soul group. I honestly believe that.
Yeah, and that's
it's like, hey man, I haven't seen you in so long, man. Where have you been? And we're just catching back up.
I feel you. I feel like I've known you for years.
Yeah, I'm like, I haven't seen you in forever, but wow, I'm picking up from where we left off from the past life.
Yeah. So, with the experience you've had with ayahuasca and the progress you've made, would you say it's a medicine or a drug?
Definitely medicine. Again, there's no real word to describe it, except it's something you have to experience for yourself.
Yeah.
I can only tell the individual, but it's up to the individual to experience it.
Yeah, because it's all going to be very individual experiences for the person, isn't it?
Yes.
Everyone's got their own issues, everyone's got their own things they've got to work through.
Right.
And that's why they need to come down here and experience it, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You said it best.
Did you purge?
I did a lot of purging.
Yeah.
Which one?
All forms of purging then?
Oh, of course. You know, I really thought it was a bad thing, but I had to learn to just let go.
Yeah.
You really have to get to that place where you're able to just let go and just how they say, let go and let God.
Yeah.
You know.
So you actually like cried, didn't you, for the first time in years?
I did, for the first time in years.
Which,
I tried.
Yeah. People say real men don't cry, but
yeah,
in that case, real men are going to have some serious like energy imbalances inside their body, because
serious
crying
issues.
balances your energies, and it's very necessary.
Yeah.
So I actually think that's excellent that ayahuasca has helped balance you out again through that.
Yeah.
But
relieved.
Yeah. Did you puke a lot, or?
I did a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. At that time when I was actually puking, I could still remember the conversation in my head. It was based on a lot of the. Can I say profanity?
Yeah. Say whatever you want to say, mother.
Okay. I made a lot of bad choices early on in life, and some choices I'm not proud of as far as dealing with people and relationships and women. But I was going back to that moment, even though I was puking. Going back to that moment, you didn't have to do that to her. You know, why did you have to make that choice? It could have been the other choice. And I'm like, okay, I get it, but let's get past this. And it's like, no, you got to deal with this. And it would not released me until I said, okay, I get it.
That's excellent, though. I think that's very good.
Yeah. It's,
So, because they say you could have obviously been trapping them energies and suppressing them, and you might not have been proud of some of their moments, which is why they've been brought up. And she's sort of forcing you to deal with them and accept them and allow. So some people describe Mother Ayahuasca as being like a psychotherapist, and some people say that one night with ayahuasca can be the equivalent of like 18 years of psychotherapy. So after what you've experienced and gone through and been shown, would you agree with this claim?
is that what they say?
That's what they say.
I agree.
You can be one of them.
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's excellent.
Just, I don't know, within a couple hours span. I mean, so much playing over, even with my afterthoughts, I'm still trying to decipher and trying to take every little bit and trying to get the meaning out of it. Yeah. But yeah, in a short span of hours, yeah, you get the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, would you recommend people come down here?
Definitely. If you're someone who's in need for this source, or what we call universal, what's the word? You're looking for God. People, people always searching. This would definitely be a first step in that direction.
Yeah.
You're gonna find yourself at a fork in the road. This would definitely be the first step. It'll tell you exactly which direction to go.
Excellent.
Thank
Thank you, Kaddy.
Thank you.